Think building a web app is hard? What if I told you you can create and deploy a full-stack web app for free using just AI? No tech skills? No problem. We're diving into v0.dev, where AI takes care of the coding for you. Stick around, and I'll show you how to bring your ideas to life in just minutes. Today I'm building an emoji directory website where you can easily browse, copy, and paste your favorite emojis for any use. Now let's drop this prompt into v0.dev and watch it kick off the project and start writing the code. While it's generating the code, you can hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So I'll tell v0.dev, this is a basic website. Now I want you to make it feature-rich, responsive, and user-friendly. Also, create separate header and footer components to use across the site. Let's enter this prompt and see what happens. As you can see, it's generating the necessary files, and just like that, boom, it's ready. Let's take a look at what it's built. First, let's check the responsiveness. Looks good. The copy button works smoothly, and I can click on these hard icons to mark my favorite emojis. It even created a favorites page. Let's check it out. Yep, the emojis I selected are saved here, all on the client side. Pretty neat. It also has a category filter and a categories page too, but I think it has not created the individual category pages. So I will ask it to connect the category links on category page to connect the emojis from respective category. It started writing the code. Let's give it a moment. All right, it's done. Now let's check it. As you can see, it's created all the individual category pages, and everything seems to be working perfectly. These extra text links here don't look great, so I'll ask v0.dev to remove them. I'm also going to request a light and dark mode feature to give the site a modern touch. Let's give it a moment. Isn't it cool watching it write the code in real time? I really love this tool. I've built so many apps using v0.dev. Alright, it's done. You can see those extra links are gone, and it's also added a dark mode toggle in the header, which works smoothly. Now I'll ask it to make the header menu responsive and add a toggle icon. v0 is doing its thing. Let's see if it adds a mobile-friendly navigation. Yep, it's all there. You can see that the dark theme toggle works perfectly, and the navigation menu is also working. Now let's add another feature so you can see how I get v0.dev to handle everything I want. This time, I'll ask it to add a feature that allows users to copy multiple emojis at once. Let's see how it turns out. You can see it's added a new option where you can select multiple emojis and copy them all at once with this button. Nicely done. You'll notice that it has removed the copy button for individual emojis, which is something to keep an eye on. It's a good reminder that even though v0.dev is powerful, it can make these small mistakes, and you've got to watch out for them. After all, it's still AI. I'll remind it to re-add the copy feature for individual emojis. And yep, it's done. The copy button is back for each emoji, just like before. Now let's say you're a blogger or someone who wants to create more tools. I'm going to help you with that too. I'll simply ask v0.dev to add one more tool. Let's check out this emoji website. It has a few tools, and we'll create a word counter tool. I'll copy the link to this tool, input the prompt into v0, and include the URL. By adding the URL, v0.dev can take a screenshot of the hero section of that site and analyze it to help build the feature. Let's see how it works. It has created the tool, and to access it, v0 has added a link right in the header. You can see it's built the same tool as on that website, and I'd say even better. Let's test it out. I'll copy this text and paste it here, and you'll see it's working in real time. Let's check this paste from clipboard button. It's throwing an error. Okay, I think we're in this artifact of v0, which is why it's not working. Let's click this icon and get out of the artifact once. And yep, now it's working fine. As I mentioned earlier, we're building a fully functional web app that will deploy online, so we'll need to take care of the technical SEO for the site. I'll prompt v0.dev with, I want you to implement SEO and proper schema for the whole site, and please make it flexible to add schema for future tools if someone wants to add more. Let's see how it handles that. So, it's done adding the SEO and schema features. Let's check how it's preparing for future tools. It says it created a utils/schema.ts file. Let's find it. And yep, here it is. Now we need to look for the code that matches what we need to add for new tools. And yep, it's here too. It mentions that when adding a schema for another tool, we just need to add this specific block of code with the new tool details. Next, you'll definitely have a tool page where you'll need to import this schema. It might already be implemented in the word counter tool. Let's check. And here we go. We can see this line. JSON data tool schema word counter. And here's the metadata for the tool. The same approach can be used for any new tools you add. I think we're done building the app for now. The next step is to deploy it on the internet, and I'm going to show you how to do that completely for free. No one's going to tell you this, so watch closely. And yeah, if you're loving this tutorial, just hit that like button and subscribe for more. Now we're going to use ChatGPT for our next steps. Since this app is built using Next.js and React, I'll ask ChatGPT to help me set up a new Next.js project. Let's see how it guides us through the process. First, ChatGPT mentions that we need Node.js installed on our PC. I'm not going to cover that in this video, as it would just waste time. Instead, I'll find a good tutorial on YouTube and drop the link in the video description for you. Next, make sure you have Visual Studio Code or any other code editor you prefer open. Head to your file manager, choose a folder, and open a terminal by right-clicking. Now let's go back to ChatGPT, copy this command, and run it in the terminal. It'll prompt for some permissions to install dependencies. Just hit enter each time. Wait a moment, and it will set up your project. Once done, import the project into your code editor. And just like that, we're good to go. Now head over to v0.dev, click this icon, and you'll see a link. Just copy it. Go back to VS Code, paste the link into the terminal, hit enter, and it'll start the process. It looks like there's a dependency conflict with the version of React we're using. No worries. You can select Use Legacy Peer Deps to resolve this. Then it will ask for permissions to create and overwrite some files. Just type Y each time. And there you go. All the files from our v0 project are now imported into VS Code. Next, run the command npm run dev in the terminal. This will create a localhost URL where you can see the project live. Just hover over the link and click follow link. But before we could access our web app, we've encountered an error. Now you'll also get to learn how to debug errors. You see this line indicated with an arrow? That's the culprit. Let's head over to the emoji list file where the error occurred. The issue is that it's unable to find the useToast component, which actually resides in the hooks directory. So we'll fix this by removing components UI from the path and replacing it with hooks. As soon as we correct it, the error disappears. This same issue might be present in other components too. So I will quickly check each file and fix any similar errors. After fixing that issue, we still have some errors. No problem. Just copy the error from the terminal, head back to v0, and ask it to fix the issue for us. v0 will update the specific file with the fix. All you need to do is copy the corrected code from the v0 artifact and paste it into your VS Code editor. You see that? The error is fixed. Now let's check our web app to see if it's live. You see that? Our tool is live. All the features are working and all the pages are in place, but the favorites page isn't working. The error says it's missing. It seems like the AI might have accidentally edited it. No worries, I'll ask v0 to create the favorites page again and make sure it works properly. v0 is recreating the page based on the error log I pasted from there. So it's finished fixing the error and created one additional file. Let's copy the file name from here, create a new file in our project. Let's copy the code for this file from v0 and paste the code into the editor. But we're encountering the same error as before, where the path to the useToast component needs to be corrected. We'll fix it the same way. Now let's go back to v0, copy the code for the favorites page, and paste it back into page.tsx. But you can see that there are still some errors. No worries. This is exactly what we're here to learn. Just right-click on the error log, copy it, and go back to v0 to ask it to fix the error for us. v0 will handle the job and fix the issue. Once it's done, I'll copy the updated code and paste it back into the project file. Let me quickly fix this last remaining error related to the useToast path that we've encountered so many times. So all errors are fixed. Now let's go back to the browser, refresh the page, and voila! Everything is working fine now. Now it's time to make this tool go live. We'll use GitHub to host the project and Vercel to deploy it on the web. First, go to GitHub and create a new repository. Let's name it Tool Website and click Create Repository. You'll now see this page with some commands. We'll use these commands to push our project into this GitHub repository. Let's copy and paste the first command git init into the terminal. Next, run the command git add dot to add all the files. The next command is for the readme file, which is optional, so you can skip that if you want. Then you need to commit all the files with this command. Now let's copy the command git branch -m main and run it in the terminal. Then copy the next command and run it the same way. Now for the last command, this will push the entire project to GitHub. So this process is completed. Now let's go back to GitHub and refresh the repository page. You can see that our project is now hosted on GitHub. Now we'll deploy this project to the web using vercel.com, so you can access it as a live website. First, you need to create an account on Vercel and make sure you create it using the same GitHub account. Now you need to go to the Add New Project button in Vercel. Here, you'll see all the projects hosted on your linked GitHub account. We just added the tool website on GitHub, which is displayed here. So click the import button, and on this page, hit this deploy button. Now wait a little. It will take some time to build and deploy the project. Let's fast forward it to the dashboard. So here we are in the dashboard, and the deployment is finished and ready for access. You'll get a domain name provided by Vercel. Just click on it, and you can access your website on the internet for real. If you have your own domain, you can easily connect it in the project settings. Additionally, I'll also put the link to the source code in the description so you can use, learn, and enhance the features. I'll be adding more enhanced features to this tool as well and putting the link in the description for some inspiration by the time this video is ready to publish. It's time to wrap up now. If you want more tutorials like this, don't forget to like and subscribe.